we continue to study the use of definite integration to find areas. Let us complete this definite integration. The integral from 0 to 1 of x cubed dx. Here we have x raised to the power of 4 divided by 4, and we're integrating from 0 to 1. So in this case, we have 1 to the 4th divided by 4 minus 0 to the 4th divided by 4. Now 1 to the 4th is 1 over 4 is a quarter minus 0 to the 4th is 0. 0 divided by 4 is 0. So it's going to be minus 0, but you don't need to put the minus 0 there. So it's a quarter. Now, what this is telling you is that the area bounded by the graph of x cubed, the x-axis, and the line x equals 0 and x equals 1 is a quarter. Let's take a look at it. Now, we have our graph here. Let's zoom in. Here now, let us plot the graph. Graph of y equals x raised to the power of 3. There we go. Let's make our curve thicker than it is right now. Alright. So, in this case, we have 0 here, and we have 1 here. This is the line x equals 1. We have x equals 0 at the origin. We have the x-axis, and of course the curve y equals x cubed. So the area that we just found was this area that I'm shading. It is a quarter. Now, let us find the integral from -1 to 0 and see what it is. The integral from -1 to 0 of x cubed dx is equal to, it will be x to the 4th over 4 from -1 to 0 of 0 to the 4th over 4 minus -1 to the 4th over 4. So what you have is 0 minus -1 to the 4th is positive 1. 1 over 4. This is saying negative a quarter, although you know it wouldn't be appropriate to state an area as being a negative number. But why you get a negative a quarter is because the other area that is being talked about is this one. -1, x-axis, 0, and the curve. The area that I'm shading is the area that was just found, and this area is below the x-axis, so it regards it as a negative. Now, suppose we integrate from -1 to 1. What would we expect to get? It should be 0, because that calculation will consider the negative and positive area as adding up and getting 0. So let's try. We want the integral from -1 to 1 of x cubed dx. This is x to the 4 over 4. And as usual, you remember, we don't need to write down the constant of integration because it will subtract itself anyway. We are integrating from -1 to 1. So This is 1 raised to the 4 divided by 4 minus negative 1 raised to the 4 divided by 4. 1 to the 4 is 1, so this is a quarter, minus negative 1 to the power of 4 is 1. This is a quarter. A quarter minus a quarter is 0, just as we expected. Alright. Now, of course, the area is not 0. What you found was, for one of them, it was a quarter. So we have area is a quarter square unit, and this was a quarter square unit. When you add them, you get a quarter plus a quarter, which is a half. So the area, the shaded area, both of them combined, is a half square units. All right. So whenever you get a question with a curve asking you to find the area enclosed by the curve and integrating from a negative to a positive, you have to integrate from 0 to the positive and integrate from the negative to 0 separately and add them. Alright, so in this case, this will be the end of this video. I will see you in the next video.